let's welcome some impacted home buyers from the community to tell their personal stories.
I have the function. I'm able to unmute myself. I can go first.
Please.
So can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So my name is Jing, and I first moved to the US in 2010 in high school as a F1 status student. And then I finished my bachelor's and master's degree in California. I was extended an offer from one of the major banks here at Tampa office in 2021. So I moved to Tampa, Florida. And I got my current house last year when we were working remote. However, recently, actually beginning this year, that they're required us to go to office 2 times a week. So I have to like drive, more than 1 hour one way to work. And it is really, really inconvenient for me. I got my H-1B in 2021, and the company just started my green card process, which is going to take me at least 5 to 7 years. So I really hope that I can buy another small property near the campus so that it can save a lot of the commute time for me. So I think the new legislation definitely makes everything very inconvenient for me and a lot of my other fellow Chinese coworkers at the bank. I really like Florida, but I think this is new legislation is definitely one determined factor for me to consider whether I should stay here, Florida, in the long run.
Thank you, Jane.
Thanks for sharing. Okay. We have a next buyer, Ethan.
Hello, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Good evening, senators and legislators. My name is Ethan Hu. I'm residing here on an H-1B visa since 2018. I arrived in the US to pursue advanced studies and post-completion in 2020 and transitioned to Orlando to specialize in risk management and data analysis. And I've had a stable professional journey and have hoped to make Orlando my permanent home. However, the introduction of the new bill has jeopardized my plans, leaving my future uncertainty and contemplating relocation for employment opportunities. And I'm not allowing these, and many peers recent arrives to Orlando share my concerns. And this legislation not only disrupts our lives, but seemingly propagates implicit discrimination, placing us, particularly the Chinese community, in unfavorable positions in property transactions. And we fear such legislation may perpetuate an environment where our children are treated differently, fostering unhealthy schisms in schools and communities. So we hope for the resolution that encourage equality and mutual respect amongst all residents. And thank you for your attention and consideration.
Thanks for sharing. Next time, I would like to invite Terry. He's a businessman, investor. He has his very unique story to share with us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for opportunity for me to address my concern here. I'm Terry. I currently am the F1 visa holder, live in the US, and in the business of the wood doors and flooring importing industries. 1 year ago, I invested in the case builders through my Chinese parent company because we found that Florida is a very good market. So my company is growing up here very rapidly, and we are doing quite well in these states. So we plan to purchase a much bigger warehouse in the next couple of years and hire more local peoples. We had a very ambitious plan until then. The SB264 passed. So we have no other options, but we have to adjust our business or strategy and consider purchasing warehouse in other states like Georgia and Texas, and move there as well. because we are banned from the normal business transaction in Florida. I also have some friends who are very successful business owner. They are very interested in investing in Florida. They all have the demands of the buying their house for their business and for a house for living. But I have to tell them that they couldn't come here because because of the law. They feel very frustrated and really discrimination. So they will consider to invest in other states also. I hope our legislators could consider revoking this bill. I'm a businessman, and we believe in the win-win strategy. SB 264 not only hurt us and all the other normal business relationship, but eventually it will damage Florida economy as well. Thank you very much.
Thanks for sharing. Well said. Next one, can Sophia share your own story? Sophia is a PhD student in Florida. She has her real story to share with us.
Good evening, everyone. You can hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I'm Sophia. I moved in US in 2017 on an F1 student visa. I did my undergraduate study here, and now I'm a first-year doctoral student at FIU. This means I will need to stay here in Miami for at least the next 4 to 5 years to complete my PhD. My PhD stipend is pretty low. It's only around $30K a year. It's quite challenging to afford the high cost of living here, especially in this area. And renting an apartment here on that salary can be really tough. Often that means the living condition is poor and I have to live with the other roommates. So I really wish that I can have my own house with a small yard and where I can also have a dog. This will provide me some stability I need during the doctoral study, and pursuing a PhD is quite stressful, and having a home like that would help with my mental health, I think. So this law is really affecting me, and I also believe this is affecting the other Chinese PhD students as well. It's very challenging for us, so I really wish that our voice can be heard.
Very well said. Yeah, I even feel the stress. Next one, I want to invite Christine to share her family story.
Hello, everyone. You can hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen. I'm a green card holder. I'm married to a U.S. citizen and a military veteran with 3 kids. My parents are Chinese citizens holding B1, B2 tourist visa, and they come to the U.S. usually at least once a year. Last summer of 2022, after 3 years pandemic, they will not be able to see us and hold their grandbabies. They finally decided to buy a house here to spend more quality time with us. We were very excited. Their new house was halfway through construction when suddenly the SB 264 was passed to prevent Chinese citizens like my parents from buying a house in Florida. This bill makes them feel like Chinese people are not welcome here. They wasted their time, energy, and money on a home that they cannot live in now. This bill has made a serious impact on the Asian community in general. It honestly feels like we are all being treated differently, like most minorities in America. Even though that's not the case, we love our home and want everyone to be welcomed and treated fairly here. Please don't let this bill tarnish the American dream that we are all working so hard to make a reality. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for your speech. The last but not least, I would like to invite Yijun to share her story and her struggle.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jessica. I'm on H-1B visa right now. So I have been in United States for 6 years, with my first year as a student and then 5 years working experience as a data scientist in a major company in Orlando. I have been trying to adapt to many life changes during these years. I used to rent an apartment, but then COVID comes. It made me realize the importance of a house that can separate me from the crowd. And then working from home policy enables me to live in a more affordable place that is far from my workplace. And then I got a baby, which actually require a larger house. So my parents from China, they can also live in to help us. Then right now we are entering into the returning to office stage, which also bring the needs to have to live in a place that is much closer to my office. I can foresee so many reasons for me to buy houses that meets different stages of my life. So with these unreasonable restrictions to own a property, I have been seriously considered relocating to other states that can protect private property and create a fair process to own property, disregard of where you come from. Of course, many of my colleagues with same situation as me share the same thoughts. We believe it will be a big loss for Florida on retaining and attracting great talents that work much harder and pay more taxes to realize their dreams in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is all the bias sharing. Aiko, now I turn back to you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Yoshan. Thank you for everyone to share your personal stories. Actually, in our community, we have so many more stories like this, but because of time constraint, we'll only share so little. Next, we will